I'm Lori, and this is the first video in a hopefully short series I'm going to be doing, talking about clothing and dresses and stuff that I've made during the year 2020. Because it is already December, so the year is almost over. Thank the heavens. So, this first dress I'll be talking about is a Regency era nightgown. I started this project with the intention of making a Regency era gown, but it turned out to just simply be the best and really only nightgown I own. So for the construction of it, I started out by watching a tutorial by Makara Tours, which I will link in the description. It's a good tutorial. My execution was flawed. So the construction of this was basically, I took a very long rectangle of this white cottony, I think it's cotton, material with little blue vine patterns on it. They're very faint, but it gives it a bluish look while also being white, if that makes sense. I just took a very long rectangle of it, cut out a neck hole, which ended up being a little too wide, but I fixed that up somewhat, and I just took a very long rectangle of that, cut out the neck hole, and stitched it up the sides to about here, leaving holes for the arms. I sewed around the neckline to make a casing for the drawstring, and then I sewed a strip of this gold cotton on for the back drawstring. And then I just cut out some rectangles for the sleeves, sewed casings at the ends, leaving a little bit for a ruffle here, put drawstrings through both of those, and then I pleated them as needed to sew them onto the shoulders. For the shoulders, what I ended up having to go over that seam again with a zigzag stitch because I had left the ends unfinished and it was starting to fray. So you want to make sure and finish your ends. You probably know this, but you want to make sure and finish your edges, or else you might have to go over them again. And then the bottom of it, I just rolled it, and I hemmed it with a straight stitch. And that was pretty much all that went into the construction of this dress. I do want to say the waistline was a pain. I had to re-sew it. I had started sewing it on this mannequin by hand, but it ended up in such a wobbly line that I had to just take all those stitches out and then re-sew it in a straight line with the machine, and it turned out a lot better. So that's basically all. It fits me a little different than it fits the mannequin because obviously the mannequin is not built the same way I'm built. It's not a custom-made mannequin, and I would like to make a dress form at some point. I haven't really had the time. I write and I sew other stuff, so that's a project that I hope to do at some point if I find a good tutorial for it. But for now, this is what I'm using. So I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit so that you can have a better look at the dress. Turn the camera around here. The camera is not wanting to turn around. So here's in close the drawstrings. I just took some bias tape and folded it in half and stitched it down with the machine. And that's just what I did for all of these drawstrings. This camera angle is not great, but so I apologize for that. Here you can see on the shoulder seams, you can see a little bit of I used the selvage edge for some of it, so you can see the little numbers on there. I don't know what those are, but gosh, this camera is really not great. You can see the little number on there from where it was printed. But overall, I think the dress turned out good, even if it didn't quite have the Regency silhouette and everything that I was hoping for. It was a success. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about my medieval Renaissance inspired dress, so look forward to that. Bye!